So hi, hello, welcome to the another session of Scratch programming. So we'll see the execution of the program, what we are going to design in this session. So this is a simple sprite. It keeps on walking until it reaches the edge. Okay, so this is the end of the screen, or this is the edge. Whenever it reaches the edge, it bounces back to the original position. Okay. Now first we'll see what all we need to understand in this session. First of all, you need a sprite and you need to make that sprite work and check if you have reached the edge. Okay, check if you have reached the edge of the edge in the sense the boundary, the last line. Now for this, in this session, we are going to introduce a new concept, that is if statement. Now what is if statement is? It is a control statement which we call it in a programming language. Now what is control statement? So first of all, if statement comes under the control statement. Now why it is called as control statement? Because when you execute something, okay, you run something, you execute in a sequence. But when you use the control statements, there are two ways. Okay. Now in if statement, if you use if, here in this diamond or robots, whatever you call it, it has two outputs. Okay, possible, there are two possibilities. If this condition is true, then execute a certain set of statements. If this condition is false, if you can follow my cursor, if it becomes false, then execute the other set of statements. Now in this diamond, you write the condition. Okay, now in real life example, what we can say is, if the temperature is greater than 80 degrees Celsius, then let's have a cold drink. And what if the condition is false? Then do nothing. You will drink cold drink only if the temperature is greater than 80 degrees Celsius. Fine. And if it is not greater than 80 degrees Celsius, then do nothing. In the another example of this if statement we can say is, if you are touching the ball, then move 10 steps and kick the ball. Okay. If you are touching the ball, or the ball touches you, then move 10 steps and kick the ball. And what if it doesn't touch? Do nothing. Okay. So this will execute only if the condition is true. We have another version of if, that is if and else. Means what if it is negative? Then execute the other set of instruction. In if statement, the simple if statement, this gets executed only if this condition is true. Okay, now how to use it? We'll see in the program. This is a new file. This is our sprite. Okay. Now what first step we need to do is move your sprite until it reaches the edge. The first will just move the sprite. Move motion, it comes under the motion. Move 10 steps. Okay. Now this is just moving 10 steps. If you even change this to 100 or 200, it will only move to 200 steps or 100 steps. But what we need is, we want our sprite to move till the edge. Okay, now forget now the edge will only, what we'll do is, we will use the forever loop. Okay. Now what this will do is, the sprite will move on forever. Okay, now here if you see the sprite has crossed the edge. Okay, it has crossed the boundary. So we don't want this, we'll just take it back to the original position. Okay, we'll stop this. Fine. Now next the if statement. Here we need to use the if statement. Why? Because how will you know that the sprite has reached the edge? Okay, now for that, in control statement itself we have this if statement. Okay. Here you can see if. Okay. Now here we'll just insert it into the variable. Okay. Now we need to specify the condition. What condition we need to specify? To check whether the sprite has reached the edge. Okay, whether it is touching the edge. Now how will you know that? We need to sense that. So it comes under the sensing. If it is touching the edge. Okay, so here there is an instruction called as touching. Now if you see the options, here you have mouse pointer and the edge. So here we need the edge. And this we need to insert this inside the if. And what this happens, what it tells, if the sprite is touching the edge, then move 10 steps. Okay. And this we are repeating forever. Are you getting the point? We'll execute this. Okay, we'll just insert the flag. Sorry. Okay, now what this happens is, if it is touching the edge, then move. Means this condition has become false. Okay, this condition has become false. So what we need to do is, we need to move. Sorry. Okay. We need to move continuously, but when you reach the edge, we need to stop. Fine? Stop. Yes. Here in this control statement, we have the statement as stop. Now if you see the option, you have stop this script. We will select the script. Okay, so we'll just see what if statement tells. If it is touching the edge, then stop. Okay, we want this itself. And you need to move your sprite continuously. But when it reaches the edge, then stop. We'll execute it once again. We'll stop the execution and then start. Okay. What happens is, whenever it reaches the edge, the boundary, your sprite has stopped. Fine. Now this is the original position. Fix any original position and see what are the coordinates. Now how will you see the coordinates? So in this we'll see the stage. Let's change the stage. We have an X and Y grid. Okay. Now we are in this. We'll just hide this for a while. This is x-axis and this is y-axis. So x-axis takes the value from 0 to 240 and 0 to minus 240. Your y-axis takes the value from 0 to plus 180 and 0 to minus 180. I hope you know this. Fine. Now fix any position of your sprite and check the coordinates. So your x-axis is sprite standing x-axis is minus 194 and y at 6. So whenever it reaches the edge, your sprite has to come back to the original position, that is the original coordinate. Now for this, after stopping, we need to come back to the original position. So in motion we have the statement as go to. Okay. So when it stops at the edge, will tell the sprite that go to your original position, that is 187 and minus 8. We'll just add this after it stops. Okay. So we'll execute this once again. Fine. It's working completely fine. Okay. So this is the session.